Good morning. Good morning, Monrovia. Good morning, Painesville. Good morning to all parts of Liberia, wherever you are, however you listen. You are in tune to the program, The Freedom News Archive. Today is Saturday, October 29, 2022. Freedom News Archive is a 1 full hour of news magazine program that highlights major happenings during the week. On today's edition of the program, my name is Gerard Morris. Stories topping the development this morning on Freedom News Archive. Liberia's President George Weah has officially launched the Painesville Youth Summit 2022, organized by the Association of Dream Builders and Concerned Youth for Progress. The Liberia National Commission on Arms, in collaboration with the Joint Security and partners, during the week commenced the discussion of over 255,000 9mm rounds of arms and ammunition explosives and related materials at the Edward B. Kennedy Military Barracks in Shuffling Town, Margibi County. The details of these developments, the voices behind those making the news. We also read your comment on our live Facebook feed. We also intersperse the program with some old school Liberian music. I'm taking a very short break to be right back. Welcome back to Freedom News Archive. We take our first development. The Liberian National Commission on Arms, in collaboration with the Joint Security and Partners, during the week commenced the destruction of over 255,000 9mm rounds of arms and ammunition, explosives, and related materials at the Edward B. Kennedy Military Barracks in Shuffling Town, Margibi County. This is the first time in nearly 30 years for the government of Liberia through the commission to carry out such crucial initiative in the country, whereas the last time the government carried out such activity was in 1997, serving as keynote speaker at the exercise marking the destruction of the weapons. The Deputy Minister for Operations at the Ministry of National Defense, Prince Vincent, said the proliferation of illicit arms in Liberia continue to threaten Liberia's peace and security. Here is now the Assistant Minister, Prince Vincent, speaking during the week.
The proliferation of illicit arms continues to threaten Liberia's peace and security, and this increasingly exacerbates the plight of civilians in various communities in and around Liberia. It remains the defining factor in undermining the peace and security at both the national and community level. If these small/big arms, which are left threatening, are not properly managed, as we are about to do now, it may lead to a rapid increase of crimes in our Liberian society. Our action here today, led by the Small Arms Commission Chairman, Honorable Brisbane, and its partners, is in line with the F1's protocol that was agreed to by all F1's member states to control, regulate, and or prohibit the transfer, manufacture, and possession of small arms and light weapons. This remarkable action, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, is also consistent with Chapter 4, Section 2 of the Act that created the Small Arms Commission, which states that the Commission should enhance and ensure public security and and safety by advising on the destruction of small arms and strengthening of control over weapons, ammunition, and explosives, as well as stockpile nationalism. The Ministry of National Defense, along with the Armed Forces of Liberia, is delighted to join this by the Small Arms Commission to destroy these firearm weapons and explosive ordnance.
Also speaking, the chairman of the Liberia National Commission on Arms, Maxwell Grisby, said Liberia has not benefited from the Silencing the Gun initiative, but with the assistance of partners, the commission is expected to move its outreach to additional 4 counties. Here is now Maxwell Grisby speaking during the week.
Liberia has not benefited from the Science and the Gun Initiative, but with the assistance of this team from Extra and Dr. Fund, we got initial support to move our outreach to additional 4 counties. So we want to say thank you, and this is one for us to go back to the community, to encourage community to let us know whenever they have firearms, they should bring it. They will not be arrested, they will not be prosecuted. We got support to do community awareness, we got support to do community policing training and establishment of network, and we are very happy that these initiatives allow us to have some confidence, especially ordinary community people who don't security. So the community people say, sure, you not arrest us, and the police person will be there. We always say the police person, no, you're not arrest. So through this initiative, we got additional 281 firearms from the community. We're very excited about that. We took a staff on ammunition that are there. The technical team will see the numbers. But then in addition, there was some explosives in the community that people just could not collect. And when they say, oh, even when they say one firearm, we get firearm, but in our house, we got one grenade there, and then we got it here. So, and some of you who visited these places, like the phone told me, you have a very strong background in what we're talking about now. You'll not be afraid to visit the facility, I'm sure. You'll see some of the things we're talking about. Mark was very surprised to see Marcos. There are some here, as we look on the remnant of the wall, they will display it to you when I have the chance to talk. So just to end with the discussion today, our destruction will encapsulate around 105,000 firearms, ammunition, and explosives. Honestly, we can destroy all at once. The technical people will do a schedule for the destruction of ammunition. They will tell you how the process is. We are encouraging shelling of the firearm, and then the explosive, they will have a process to have it detonated. We have some technical people from the armed forces of Liberia with that expertise. So today is going to show that display. Honestly, you may think, why is this important? It may not be some of the very big events from whence we come from there, but it is very important because it shows our desire as a country to transition from crisis to sustain peace. When civilians, even amidst the concerns of security, can voluntarily come and say, this is my lane in Liberia, say, Bala, this is my Bala, I don't keep it, I don't think I have use for it. Take it, go and destroy it. It shows confidence in the sector. We are very happy about that. We believe with more funding, we can do more. This is an exercise that took less than between 5 to 7 months.
For his part, UNDP Liberia Deputy Resident Representative for Program, Louise Cookman, said the UNDP will continuously support the Liberia Arms Control Program in capacity building for the Liberia National Commission on Arms, illegal export and import of arms, among others.
Today's program marks our continued partnership with the government of Liberia and a demonstration of our commitment to helping Liberia achieve the sustainable development goals, as well as the country's national development priorities set out in the Pro Agenda for Prosperity and Development, PAPD. I am pleased to note that among the priorities identified in the PAPD, the sustenance of peace and security as articulated under Pillar 3 underpins Liberia's strive in a peaceful and stable environment as opposed to powerful experience of that years of war. The 2030 Agenda Sustainable Development Goals is grounded in the idea that there can be no sustainable development without peace, and no peace without sustainable development. The United Nations Development Program, therefore, happy to support the government of Liberia, its arms control efforts, including capacity building for Liberia's National Commission on Small Arms and state security partners to control the trafficking, illegal trade, circulation, and misuse of illicit small arms and light weapons. It has been affirmed that the misuse and illicit transfer and destabilization, accumulation of small arms and light weapons and their ammunition remain a defining factor in undermining peace and security at national, regional, and global level, and in most instances have greatly aggravated cases of vulnerable populations who are already suffering conflict. I would therefore like to commend and acknowledge the bravado of the Liberian Arms Commission for leading this process with other stakeholders and gathering us here to observe one of the landmark destruction exercise. It may also interest you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, that under the framework of the Regional Small Arms Project known as the Organized Crime West African Response Program, with funding from EU and German Federation government, the United Nations Development Program has supported the government of Liberia through the Liberian Arms Commission to reform existing legislation on small arms control. And I'm happy the chair of the small arms control has alluded to that. These efforts have led to the enactment of two important pieces of arms control legislation, including the amended Firearms and Ammunition Control Act, incorporating provisions of the Arms Trade Treaty on trade transfer of conventional arms, as well as the Arms Commissions Act, which expands the mandate of the Commission beyond small arms and light weapons to include all conventional arms. The project has also supported the development of the Liberia Arms Commission 5-year strategic plan and a communication strategy.
His UNDP Liberia resident representative for program, Louis Parkin, that speaking during the official commencement exercise of the destruction of over 255,000 arms and ammunition. Earlier was the chairman of the Liberia Commission on Arms, Maxwell Gillespie, and followed by the deputy minister at the Ministry of Defense, Prince Vincent. They're speaking during the week. We take our next development. President George Weah has dedicated Liberia's first ever medical oxygen plant over the week. That's during the week, an achievement towards building a more robust, responsive, and resilient health sector in the country. The oxygen plant located at Star Base on the Bourgeois Island is the largest in the country and is expected to serve as an estimated population of 2 million inhabitants in Monserrado and Margibi counties. The governments of the United States, through USAID, along with the Federal Republic of Germany and Canada, provided financial support for the establishment of the plant. Freedom FM House of Representative reporter Yeke Queta witnessed the ceremony and filed in this report.
The health system of Liberia has suffered multiple strokes, including the Ebola virus disease and the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Lessons learned from these public health events have highlighted the critical needs to build resilient health system with an effective service delivery component for better health outcome. To support COVID-19 preparedness and response, an assessment of the oxygen production, supply, and distribution capacity in Liberia was conducted in 2020-2021 by the Ministry of Health with support from partners. Government and partners acknowledged the critical gap and developed a roadmap to improve the production, distribution, and neutralization of medical oxygen in Liberia. The World Health Organization office in Liberia, with support from the Regional Office for Africa and headquarters with funding from the German and Canadian and American governments, embarked on the procurement and installation of 2 PSA oxygen plants in Liberia. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony of the first ever medical oxygen plant, a pioneering achievement towards building a more robust, responsive, and resilient health sector in Liberia, a star based on the Bourgeois Island. Tuesday, President George Weah lauded Liberia partners for collaborating with his government in supporting initiatives geared towards improving healthcare delivery to the people of Liberia. President Weah furthered that Liberia places places immense value on this timely support to protect the country against future emerging and re-emerging public health threats.
I'm delighted to be here today to witness the commissioning of the medical oxygen plant, the first of its kind in the country with the capacity to produce as much as 100 cylinders of oxygen per day. I'm told that the establishment of this important plant is the result of the collaboration between the government of Nigeria with the World Health Organization with the financial support from the government of the Federal Republic of Germany, the United States, and Canada.
Meanwhile, World Health Organization representative to Liberia, Dr. Clement Peter, disclosed that the first medical pressure swinging absorption oxygen planet are designed to concentrate oxygen from abdominal air at scale with ample capacity according to oxygen demands. This plane, according to the WHO Liberia representative, has the capacity to produce hundreds cylinders per day, which he said is adequate to supply health facility in Maserado and surrounding counties.
Liberia is proudly looked at in a positive manner as a reference point on the success of COVID-19 response in Africa and beyond. For almost 955 days since the first case of COVID was confirmed in this country, the instant marking system which was then stopped. On the government partner, the USCDC based on colleagues from the their direction, the IMS and method for daily COVID-19 using available.
Also speaking, Health Minister Dr. Wodemina Jara noted in January 2020, the world was spreading the message about coronavirus. The Ministry of Health and partners conducted an assessment in establishing an oxygen plant in Liberia. Dr. Jara followed that in July of 2021, when the Delta variant broke out, one of the symptoms observed was low oxygen, which was raving in the country.
As we all say, water is life, or how we say oxygen is life. Because when you need that oxygen, it's not there. So in 2020, January, when the world was spreading about COVID-19, along with our partner, the UOH, decided to do an assessment of where we were in terms of oxygen capacity. And I'm sure you listened to the news where they said that we were even have a ventilator. And so it was a big deal, the social media, no ventilator, no this, no that. Anyway, the assessment helped us to be able to at least locate one ventilator that was all the way in capital that we brought. And you should have seen that it was a
Freedom News, Yeke Kweta, Monrovia, Liberia.
He's Yeke Kweta there with that splendid report. A delegation made up of officials of government, heads of agencies, and members of the diplomatic community have taken a tour of the free port of Monrovia to observe ongoing dredging works at the port. Our reporter Alexander Yenikin has been following the development and has this report.
This was to afford the delegation an opportunity to see first-hand progress of work on these historic projects being embarked upon by the National Port Authority and APN Terminals Liberia. In September of this year, the National Port Authority of Liberia and APN Terminals Liberia, after extensive discussion on the need for dredging and widening of the port channels of the Freeport of Monrovia, executed a $6 million dredging project financing and execution agreement. This agreement involves APN Terminals Liberia undertaking preliminary engineering studies, procuring, contracting, and executing the dredging program. The project involves the removal of sand sedimentations of around 1 million cubic meters, which will allow for larger vessels to enter the Freeport. Led by the newly appointed Managing Director of the National Port Authority, Diana Lembo, and accompanied by Jonathan Graham, the outgoing Managing Director of APN Terminals Liberia, and incoming MD, Clay Crane. The delegation boarded and sailed the APN Terminals Liberia tugboats to the dredging site. The various stakeholders expressed satisfaction on the progress of work, underscoring the importance of the dredging exercise to the improvement of operations at the port and ultimately the Liberian economy. Minister of Commerce Marwan Dick said that the project is in fulfillment of President Weah's vision to attract more investments into the country, which will stimulate economic growth in that it will allow larger import parcel sizes at the free port of Monrovia, which will directly benefit the import industry in Liberia. For Diana Nimbo, the tour gave her the opportunity to acquaint herself with this project as she settles into her new role as the managing director of the National Port Authority. She emphasized that this project fits into her vision of implementing operational and tactical planning to allow major changes in the supply of port services, such as infrastructure investments aimed at increasing port capacity. Senator Graham, in a brief remarks on the sidelines after the tour, thanked the stakeholders for the support and partnership over the years and reiterated APN Terminals Liberia's commitment to completing the project according to schedule. Reporting from APN Terminals Liberia, for Freedom News, I'm Alexander Yeneke.
And we quote Alexander Yenike there with that splendid report. President George Weah has officially launched the Painesville Youth Summit 2022, organized by the Association of Dream Builders and Concerned Youth for Progress. Speaking during the launching ceremony, President Weah called on all youth across Liberia to maintain sustainable peace and enhance social cohesion while engenders the platform to discuss the National Youth Policy Act. At the same time, encourage policymakers, partners, and all youth organizations in the country to work towards achieving youth empowerment and employment across the country. The Liberian leader reaffirmed through the propaganda his government's commitment to ensuring security through economic empowerment and unimpeded access to youth opportunities across the country, as well as a determination to improve their livelihood.
I was informed in an invitation letter that the People Youth Summit, an annual program that brings together 100 young people in diverse backgrounds to discuss key national issues of concern to the youth, such as drug abuse, youth unemployment, our sexual and gender-based violence in Liberia. This is a good thing. I want to publicly congratulate the organizer, led by Ambassador Nayuga, still down to this important initiative. As we are all aware, the youth of Liberia are very dear to me, and I hold them very close to my heart. Youth empowerment is a major pillar objective of our national development plan, the focal agenda for prosperity and development. Since I came to office, I've put into place many programs and policies that are designed to empower our young people, give them education and skill set to enable them to become more productive members of our society. One of your immediate concerns, which you have communicated to me, requested my intervention, is for me to encourage the Liberia Senate to call the House of Representatives for the passage of the Peace-Based Community College Bill, which will help address the issues of providing quality and affordable education programs for the cross-section of residents with the city of Queensville. I promise that I will engage President Pro Tem of the Senate, ascertain this position of that body, this matter, access progress-based so far. You have also asked me to support the early passage of the illicit drug act, which presented before the Honorable Senate. I will do that. So I, on behalf of my family, as Chief Launcher, I would like to keep out this program and making a cash contribution of 50% of the target amount that you will. So I got my here now more than some of you. I will go there on behalf of my wife and myself. I will go to things like that. All the law, take the time, go by road.
He is the Liberian leader, President George Monrovia, speaking when he officially launched the Painesville Youth Summit 2022 organized by the Association of Youth Leaders and Concerned Youth for Progress. And she's the princess. Princess Fatu Gifler there on this one. Bear Kunai. Good morning. If you are just joining us, you are in tune to the Freedom News Archive. And she's Princess Fatu Gifler. Music of Liberia since 1984. If you are just joining us, I'd like to say welcome. We now rumble you through our live Facebook feed. Flomo Tokpa Mekwe says, good morning, Freedom FM family. I'm watching from Bad Jide Community, Bomi County, Mano Oil Palm Plantation. Austin, Missouri say good morning, Freedom News. Good morning, Austin. Honorable George Watkins Jr. says good morning. Good morning, Honorable George Watkins. We pause here now to take our next development on the program, the Freedom News Archive. The government of Liberia, through the Liberia Electricity Corporation, during the week signed the transmission service agreement with Transco CLSG. Speaking during the signing ceremony, Liberia's Finance and Development Planning Minister Samuel Tuer conveyed the Liberian government excitement over the signing of the agreement, therefore terming it as a success of partnership. Minister Tuer noted that the development of Africa, that's African country, can only be achieved through stronger partnership and promised that there are higher engagements ahead for more development program for Liberia and its partners. Here is Finance and Development Planning Minister Samuel Tuer speaking during the week.
I think this is a success of partnership. This is a story of partnership. Development challenges around the world, particularly in developing countries such as Africa, continent of Africa, will advance with strong partnerships. Shared use of resources, abandoning this silo mentality where all the development partners are separately doing things. We all develop, one set of projects and work around that to benefit the same people. I think that's what's happening here in connection with what the World Bank. World Bank is heavily vested in the fisheries sector. We see World Bank coming in the fisheries sector. We see synergies between what the World Bank is doing and what World Bank is doing. I just think that's the program logic of development. That's how you do it. So we're very excited that you've re-engaged at this high level. We know that the possibilities for even higher levels of engagement are coming. And we try to sow those seeds here. But more broadly, this is a good day for the Liberian people. Before you came in, we had just signed $55 million of budget support from the World Bank, direct budget support as part of the budget this year. We also signed an additional $31 million for additional help financing from the World Bank. The World Bank is doing incredibly well for the people of Liberia, for the government of Liberia, to support the proper agenda for prosperity and development. So, given that we're in a partnership together, we have no doubt that Hope will do even as well, or if not better. We like competition.
we are ready to do our part.
That's great. That's great. Look, Liberia is where Liberia is where Liberia is now is that it has laid the foundation for growth and prosperity, coming out of very difficult, turbulent times. You know the story of Liberia, went to war and all of that. We came out of war, and then we have a new administration under His Excellency. Has been dealing with a lot of challenges emanating from the legacy of war and also some from the challenges that from Ebola. You heard of Ebola. When Ebola hit the world, people didn't know much about pandemic. Ebola was a West African phenomenon. And then tourists were saying, oh no, we're canceling our trip to West Africa because Ebola, we don't want, when Ebola hit America here, it was like, well, what is this? It doesn't belong in the West and stuff. Then COVID came and everybody said, oh, so COVID rationalized Ebola. Now when you speak of Ebola, people understand the better context. COVID was actually worse than you guys. I'm like, yeah. But that's what we're dealing with. I don't think as countries gaining certainty in Liberia, I don't think we got our fair share.
For his part, the director of OPEC Funds, Khalifa, disclosed that the agreement will help create a job for over 2,000 individuals and will ensure stable electricity in Liberia.
Signing today a very important project for the country, and it is our honor as a big fund to be part of this, so, along with the World Bank and the government. It is very important. When I read about the project, 55,000 beneficiaries expected to benefit from this project, which is this is the very important goal of this project. It is the beneficiaries, the final beneficiaries of who are going to benefit from our interventions and along with the World Bank. But not only that, also this project is going to have an impact by creating sustainable job opportunities for almost 2,000 individuals, which is very important from the sustainability point of view. But also this is complemented by a technical assistance fund that will have an impact on women, which is a very important element of what we are doing. So I think the project has the important element of development in the country, and we are happy to be part of this. And as you know, this is not the first project that OPEC Fund is doing in Liberia. We have started our cooperation with the country back in 1978, and since then we have a series of projects, but also on the grant side, also we have some interventions. So we are happy to be part of that, and also we are working with our partners in the World Bank and the government in future projects, which we hope to be brought to implementation very soon. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to work in the country, and looking forward to enhance our cooperation.
He's the director of OPEC Funds, I Khalifa, disclosing that the agreement will help create jobs for over 2,000 individuals and will ensure stable electricity in the country. Earlier was Liberia's Finance and Development Planning Minister Sartuday conveying Liberia's government commitment over the signing of the agreement, terming it as a success of partnership. President George Weah has officially launched the Accelerated Community Development Program in Monrovia during the week. The program, which will be implemented as a partnership between the government of Liberia, the United Nations, the World Bank, and other development partners, was launched Monday during the observance of this year's celebration of the United Nations Day, which is celebrated worldwide on October 24th of each year. Speaking during the launch at the observance of United Nations Day during the week, the Liberian leader said the program will be a special flagship program under his office and will be implemented for the benefit of all Liberians. Here is now President George Weah speaking during the week.
Call on you to assist us in completing the design and moving to implementation of the new National Community Development Program that will directly address the needs for our people at the grassroots community level, which will then complement other ongoing initiatives being implemented by my government. The guidelines are provided to you, and the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning at that time was that you should finalize the development of a program that will help address many of the needs that the communities expressed to me during my country tour covering the entire country in 2021 and 2022. I requested a program that will bring water, solar lighting, feeder roads, sanitation facilities, and farming equipment, among other things, to address the needs of our various communities around Liberia. I wish to thank the United Nations for responding to that call. Today, I am here to officially launch the Celebrated Community Development Program, the ACDP, which will be implemented as a partnership between the government of Liberia, the United Nations, the World Bank, and other development partners. This will be a special friendship program honoring the office of the President and will be implemented for the benefit of all Liberians. I know that this initiative is coming a year before the presidential and general election, and that there are some who will say this is a political project to win votes. But let me make it clear, this is not the case. Work on this program began several years ago. The feasibility study was done in 2019 by Price Waterhouse Cooper. Also in that same year, we also sent a number of high-level officials of government to Senegal to observe and study a similar program called the PUTC. Since I spoke to you last year to kick off this program, we have been putting all the elements in place and mobilizing the financing to ensure that when we start, we have the resources needed to continue.
At the same time, President Weah has directed all ministries and agencies of government to collaborate in the implementation of the program and channel any support necessary.
The Celebrated Community Development Program will be operated under the directions of the National Steering Committee, which will be chaired by me, whose membership will be comprised of various ministries and agencies, civil society organizations, and other international partners. This program will be implemented in a manner that is transparent and that has the full ownership and involvement of the respective communities. At the end of the day, I want the ACDP to produce real, concrete, and tangible improvements in the lives of our Liberian citizens. I would like the ACDP to be one of the largest investments in community development that this country has ever made. As such, I have requested the Minister of Finance and Development Planning to work with the UNDP, World Bank, African Development Bank, IMF, and the rest of the international community.
He is the Liberian leader speaking when he officially launched the Celebrated Community Development Program in Monrovia. Oh yeah, Sweet Mother. Miss Nigo there with Sweet Mother.
Sweet mother, I no go forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Sweet mother, I no go forget.
Honorable George Watkins Jr. says, good morning. Good morning. First Born Kings says, good morning. This one says, good morning, Freedom FM. I am watching you live from my end Door community, Watusu Road to be precise. And he's Christian City we are singing.
You no cry again.
Adaman Duana says, good morning. This one says, good morning, Freedom Radio. I'm following from the township of West Point. I missed the Quincy T show. Don't worry, Chief. Right after this will be the Quincy T show. Today, all reporters will gather in Lokin Town for the most talked about elections that the Reporters Association of Liberia elections, where we'll be electing new Corps of Officials to steady affairs of the Reporters Association for the next 2 to 3 years.
When I get sick, my mother go she go beg God. God help me, my pikin. Oh, my mother. If I no sleep, my mother no go sleep. If I no chop, my mother no go chop. She no dey tire, sweet mother. I no go forget the suffer where you suffer for me, yeah, yeah. Sweet mother, yeah, sweet mother, oh, yeah. Oh, sweet mother, I never forget you. For the suffer you suffer for me. And if I should forget you, therefore I forget my life. The air I breathe. Yeah, so. And then on you men, on earth, yeah, you don't forget your mother. Or if you forget your mother, you lost your life. Sweet mother, I no go forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. Sweet mother, I no go forget you for the suffer where you suffer for me. When I dey cry, my mother go carry me. She go say, my pikin, wetin you dey cry? Yeah, yeah. Stop. Make you no cry again. Oh, my mother, oh sorry. When I was sleep, my mother go beg me. She go lie me well for bed. She command me blood, say make you sleep, my pikin. Oh. When I dey hungry, my mother go run up and down.
We take this one down now to run it through our development. A resident of Banja Community, District number 17, is calling on the national government and humanitarians to help him seek advanced medical treatment. Speaking to our reporter at his residence in Banja, Chris Watterson narrated that he had a tragic motor accident on August 29, 2014, which led to his left leg being broken. According to him, he has used all the money he had in the bank and sold his land and car to seek better treatment, but his condition still remains the same.
I had an accident on 2014 August 29th, where I had my left leg broken in two places. Now trying since that time for healing, nothing has happened for me. And everything I had, it's used up all my money being used up from the bank. I sold my car, I sold my 2 lots of land, and I say I'm not here for this condition. I'm doing nothing now. I'm home from that time. So I'm asking government and humanitarian organizations out there, embassies, hospitals, and everywhere wishes. And our president, we have to help me in that direction for surgery to have my leg.
He's a resident of Banja Community there, speaking of his condition to our reporter. Well, folks, this is how I draw the curtains down on the program, The Freedom News Archive. But before I take leave of you, here are our main points. Liberia's President George Weah has officially launched the Painesville Youth Summit 2022, organized by the Association of Dream Builders and Concerned Youth for Progress during the week. The Liberia National Commission on Arms, in collaboration with the Joint Security and partners during the week, commenced the discussion of over 255,000 9mm rounds of arms and ammunition, explosive, and related materials at the Edward B. Kennedy Military Barracks in Shuffling Town, Margate County. We'd like to say many thanks to our reporters, correspondent, and news editor for making this morning edition of the Freedom News Archive a success. On behalf of the entire news team here at Freedom Communications Incorporated, my name is Gerard Morris. Goodbye from Monrovia, and next is the Quincy Show.